Samuel Brooklyn, aka Sid Perkins, an ex-felon convicted of grand theft and burglary. You do know how to pick them.
The classic Commandos series was all about cleverly commanding a squad to pull off some daring operations aimed at crippling the Nazi war machine and putting a real stick in the eye of the Empire. But it's also a series that's been in relative dormancy for some time, leaving other games like Shadow Tactics and Desperados to pick up the torch and offer a similar blend of real-time strategy and stealth gameplay that's all about pulling off some slick, decisive strategies.
No chance. Can't just walk out the front door. Gotta find another way.
With the upcoming Commandos Origins from developer Claymore Game Studios, the series finally gets its long overdue successor following the 2006 FPS spin-off, marking a return to the original's old-school perspective and brutal difficulty. I recently got to play the opening missions of Commandos Origins and came away appreciating this revival of an open-ended tactical stealth action game, even if it took me some time to come to grips with it.
There is, of course, yourself, Sergeant Hancock, explosives expert and ex-firefighter.
As a return to the classic gameplay and storytelling of the early PC games in the series, Commandos Origins appropriately focuses on the founding of the elite squad. As Green Beret Jack O'Hara, he's recruited by Commando Sergeant Hancock with a mission to strike back against the growing Nazi Empire. Following a daring escape through a North African Allied base overrun by the Axis army, the duo soon expands their crew to engage in a larger campaign to destroy key targets across Europe and even the Arctic regions.
Attack incoming!
Commandos Origins works as both a modern update to the classic formula of the series, but also as a jumping-on point for those who've never played the originals. Much like the previous games, Origins taps into the style of pulpy ensemble action films in the vein of The Guns of Navarone or The Dirty Dozen for its campaign. The core gameplay is a blend of real-time strategy and a carefully paced tactics game where you command a small squad to sneak through bases, take out targets, and make it out alive. Instead of moving turns like other tactics games, your squad and all enemies on the field will move and react in real time, which pushes you to make your moves count or else face the onslaught of enemies on the field.
No more playing pretend. Take this knife. I have no doubt you'll need it.
With each mission giving you a list of objectives and a large map to explore, you're tasked with completing them efficiently and carefully. By taking advantage of blind spots in enemy line of sight and patrol patterns using gadgets from the key members of each squad, you're given plenty of opportunities and a wide berth in how you clear a mission. In some ways, it felt like each stage was a puzzle box to solve, by way of a stealth action tactics game, and I soon had to get comfortable with hiding guards after I'd taken them out of commission. The opening mission in North Africa served as a solid tutorial in showcasing just how versatile but still specialized the squad members were. For instance, Sergeant Hancock takes on the role of the combat sapper, a combat engineer who can cut through wire barricades and plant powerful explosives to blow up targets. I found a lot to appreciate with how each squad member can coordinate, particularly with pulling off O'Hara's advanced traversal skills and quick stealth attacks to help clear the way for his allies to break the objectives.
Something's got them riled up. Must have been big if they're out in this weather.
The stealth mechanics are impressive and really show a level of depth with the enemy AI and how level design, particularly with how guards will remember which allies are in the area, while I mostly crawled through the stages to be on the safe side, I still appreciated the moments when I could get a solid jump on the enemy. One useful option is the command mode, which lets you plan out specific moves for multiple squad members to execute all at once. Following the opening mission, Commandos immediately put me to the test in the following mission, which chucked me into the deep end.
Looks like they're preparing for something. Stay vigilant and keep your eyes and ears open for any...
Simply put, the difficulty here is super challenging. If just one commando dies, it's a loss. I ended up failing a lot, and that meant reloading saves to try again. Much like early entries, Commandos Origins sticks with a retro style of progression in each mission, and that means you'll need to embrace the retro concept of manually saving often, as autosaves are not present in missions. In one instance during the second operation, I reached an important section of the stage but was quickly gunned down by patrolling troops. Because I was so focused on maneuvering my crew, I had forgotten to save and lost close to 10 minutes of progress.
Bloody hell! The crabs are everywhere!
My losses regularly felt crushing, especially considering just how lengthy missions can be. I often felt the need to take a break, but I still rallied and came through. These repeats, in some cases, turned out to be a blessing, as they allowed me to go through the trial and error process and pick up new strategies, sometimes allowing me to satisfyingly make the best of a clumsy situation.
Leave it to me.
The raw satisfaction that comes from tactics games is seeing a plan come together after taking a risk, and Commandos Origins certainly offered up plenty of those moments, even after my crushing defeats. So far, Claymore Game Studios' revival of Commandos is offering a compelling case for its comeback, which can potentially put the series back on the map as an exciting and satisfying tactics game. For more on other upcoming video games, check out our recent previews of Atomfall and Absalom. And of course, for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.